Yo! What is good, everyone? Happy Monday to you. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good weekend out there. I was feeling the modular vibes this morning, so made a little something. Also kicked down a new free sound pack for all of the Twitch subscribers out there. It too is modular. It's one that we haven't given away in I think it's been like 40 years or something like that since we've given this one away. It's called Modular Clouds. It's super awesome. If you are currently subscribed, go grab the sound pack. It's super fun. It's really tasty. Minus 1212, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. I went to a cool modular show last night and I was like, let's carry this on over into the week. I was thinking to myself over the past couple of weeks that the new, the next OhmLab official pack will probably be a modular thing. I have more done with a drum pack, but I think I've been feeling the modular stuff a little bit more lately, and I don't know. It probably feels a little more inspired, Hey, it's Monday. It's Monday, y'all. Mina says, I am trying to make music for games. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, really quick, just big ups. Congratulations to Control 4 Official, who just got signed to YSE. So big ups. And big ups to Olivia, who just released a new track. Please spam the chat with link to new stuff, Liv. And for being the first today. You were first. Went and watched a show with the co-creator of this guy here, called the Pocket Scion. There's a full-size modular, like Eurorack modular module for the same purpose, but basically what it is there's little biofeedback oscillators in here. You can attach a sensor to a plant or other living organisms and then take the bioelectrical signal coming from that to generate music and MIDI and stuff. So that was cool. Control 4 asking, is it for Falcon? You can load these sounds in anything. The new sound pack for, well, it's not new, but it is for you guys. It is called Modular Clouds. If you do not already have it, that is, it's new to you, huh? And it's just a nice collection of loops that come from a modular rig very similar. Whoa. Almost hit the wrong buttons there. Very similar to this rig right here. It's really good stuff. You guys want to listen to a little bit? We'll give you a little taste. Actually, there's a demo. But we can just listen to some actual files here, because that'll be better. These are cool. They're heady, they're like dusty and atmospheric, and some of them are slow. Here's some quarter notes. They get up into eighth notes. Oops. There's some sixteenths. It gets quicker. There's a little bit of something for everyone. But it's all within one rig. Just one exploration. This is some 30 seconds here. And the Oh So Natural 64th notes. They actually feel really good. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Liv, you don't hear anything? Oh my gosh. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. Okay, so switching now to the right output. Oh, happy Monday, y'all. Here, I'm going to play some sounds from the sound pack that's available for you guys for free if you are currently subscribed to the Twitch channel. You can go grab these from the Discord. I'm going to play through some of them with volume this time. These are just heady, atmospheric, lovely bits and bleeps and bloops. So there's some very mellow quarter notes here. Weighing in at a super slow 68 BPM. These stretch nicely, by the way. There are 50 of these. Lots of lovely sounds. My favorite use for these is to load them up into granular synths. Just a little hack. I'll show you guys here in a bit some of the stuff that you can do. But they're great inside of granular synths because of the way that these notes are structured in here. Yo, Danny's here. How you doing, Danny? All right, so that's a tiny little taste of the stuff that's waiting for you over in the subscriber rewards area. What else? What else do I have to update you on from the weekend? Oh, Danny posted some stuff in the We Love Imaginate channel. There's a sale happening right now over at Black Octopus. If you go over there, there's a whole bunch of really good stuff. I think all the like gold artist series stuff is like $7 a pop or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous. Sent to the Chord guy, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. What's good, Danny? What you working on? What's up this week? And welcome back, by the way. You're like back on the left coast, I think. Aren't you? Well, sort of. Hey, Paul. How you doing? Sent to the Chord guy saying, happy Monday, sir. Blessings to everyone. And same to you. If y'all are currently subscribed to the Twitch channel and you are looking for those free sounds, they are in the subscriber rewards channel here. And if you don't have access to that and you are currently subscribed, just make sure that your profiles are synced between Discord and Twitch, and it should be good to go. If you're still running into issues, just send me a note. Heyo, what's Danny saying here? Yeah. Yes, huge sale on packs and memberships for BOS Gold, their music production mentorship program. Oh yeah. Danny's saying I did like 70-80% of the videos on it, and I talk a lot about my award-winning approach to sound design, making sample packs, music production stuff. This is fantastic. This is great to hear. Big ups, Danny. I hope that goes really, really well for you. If you guys are unfamiliar with Imaginate and what Danny is doing over there, please go check out the sale and get to know him a bit. He's all over the place now. Control for official. What did you miss? I don't know. Probably nothing major. I doubt it was anything major if it was anything. Yeah, we are logic through and through here, Cinta. Absolutely. Tons of logic content too. Nice. Nice. Okay, so you guys know what the free sound pack is. It finally got swapped out. I think I'm just gonna jump into stuff. I'm gonna focus mostly on sound design today. I know that I was just saying like, hey, we're gonna try really hard to adhere to this thing. We're gonna like do mixing and music on Mondays. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Just to be real for just a moment, there's so many days off in a kid's school year anymore. And just to be like completely real with you guys, there's like, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 weeks all year where all of the days are actually in session in school here anymore in Oregon. It's ridiculous. So anyway, that limits the number of days that I have to get all of my production stuff done. And I really want to make a little free pack of sounds for the Ghost Hack community folks because I haven't done that for a little bit. And we're about to launch into this new little video series over there. So I didn't get to finish that last week, and we didn't do a Feedback Friday stream. Oh wait, this has the wrong day here. We didn't do a Feedback Friday stream last week either. So we'll be doing one this week instead. But even this week will be disrupted. It will be a birthday stream. It will be a Feedback Friday stream, but it will be a little bit later than usual. We'll be starting. What time will I be starting? It'll probably start at like noon Pacific that day. And we usually get started around 10:30. So it'll start probably like 90 minutes later. So. But yeah, just like a lifting of the veil and full disclosure as to why live streams are constantly being disrupted and stuff, and why we can't stick to our schedule of mixing Mondays and sound design Wednesdays. We're gonna switch it up this week. We're just gonna make it work. Oh man. Can you describe sound design in what sentence? It really honestly depends on which definition of sound design you're seeking, because the traditional definition of sound design is putting sound to picture. That's it. In fact, most sound designers by trade, by profession, in the traditional sense, a lot of them didn't even make the sounds that they would put into movies and television shows. They're just up against deadlines constantly. So other like recording artists would actually bring them things. And some of them were incredibly and are incredibly skilled with Foley stuff, especially. But even that is spillover from like live theater. So nowadays, the modern terminology or expected definition of sound designer, I think, is one who produces and uses sounds to bring projects to life, because it is so all-encompassing, right? There's so many niche and very specific areas of sound design nowadays, right? There is live production sound design, which is very much theater centric, and everything is Johnny on the spot, very very Foley centric. There is theater or film sound design, which it's changed a lot over the years. It's changed a lot, but there's like an army of guys like me who make over the top sounds constantly. And then those are being licensed into projects, and that's predominantly how stuff is done in most projects. And then there's like the kind of upper echelon of projects where there are specific people hired to do just the sound for that one project or whatever, like AAA titles or whatever. But by and large, things have become so decentralized that the definition of sound designer has become a bit more all-encompassing as well. Yeah. There, when the term was originally introduced, we didn't really have a clear path forward in our thinking of how things would evolve, with the understanding that there would absolutely be people that would spend their entire career working on just instruments that sit inside of synths, and others would be working on recorded samples, recordings from orchestras, right? And making all of them fit inside of these really robust samplers, right? And it's pretty robust these days. So that's a good challenge. That one question, or that one sentence question. Ooh, Danny's saying, yeah, man, doing great, wrapping up preset pack today for Xfer and getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm working in Serum right now as well. I have a couple more things to finish up, and then I think I'm going to dig into the first Ohm Lab Serum 2 pack. I have it mostly figured out what I'm going to actually do. Control 4's official saying, whose birthday? It'll be my birthday. It was my birthday, actually, on Tuesday, but we weren't able to do the birthday stream last week, so we'll do it this week. We'll hold it until Friday, and that's what we're doing. So, Minus, if you want to share music with the community, just to share, you can. There's a channel for that in the Discord. You can share your music there. There's also on Fridays we have streams that are dedicated to just the community's music, and we give feedback on what y'all have been working on for the week. Help you make it even better. Hey, Saffron's here. Saffron, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Nick. Control 4 official saying, wouldn't you say it's true if a driver operates a vehicle without thinking of how gears, switches, etc., it happens automatically? Similarly, in sound design, a producer wouldn't think of what they are doing too much. Yeah, in a sense, yeah, like when you break down the traditional roles of what a producer used to do and what a session musician used to do and what a sound designer used to do, so many people have become jack of all trades. Just full hat, you know? It's just a sign of the times, really, honestly. Paul saying Brahms, taiko drums, and farts, the holy trinity of sound design. Yeah, trailer sound design right there, right? Clochard, how you doing? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Oh, and thank you, Control 4 official. Ooh, and Imagine It says, ooh, I also got the tentative track list for the next album and looking at recording in April. Yeah, dude, you've got the pedal to the metal. This is awesome. Having so much access to exploring different aspects of music production has busted the working rules wide open. 100%. Yeah, giving people an entire studio in their laptop changed everything. 100%. 100%. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I dropped everything. Like, I had been building Logic courses and was running user groups and stuff in the Portland area for creatives that were all using Macs at the time, and Logic was such a big part of all of that, and it made no sense to keep grinding 9 to 5 in the corporate world when there was a studio, like a legit studio, sitting in my pocket every single day. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Drummer Boy says, and if you're a freelancer, don't forget you need to be your own video production crew and marketing agency. Yeah. I keep huge lists of keywords and tags and stuff. Yeah, give men a laptop. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to open up Serum. What is this one? And do I have sound? Can I make this all work? I do have sound, and it does work, and I don't think I want to start with a pad. I started in on some sounds last week with y'all. I'm going to jump through some of those and see which ones are going into the pack and which ones are not. The pack is going to be a little freebie for the Ghost Hat community to coincide with this new series of videos that's going to be dropping. And like I said, the theme is techno, so I just kind of want to, I don't know, maybe have a dozen, 15 sounds in there or something like that. Okay, so we've got an Atmos. This one might do. I need to program macros for this one. This one still needs macros and stuff too. Those are just beginnings of atmospheres. Okay, I think I've got most of this one done then. Okay. Control 4 official saying, make sure you put the year and copyright beside that OMLAB in the artist slot. Oh man. Put a date and time on that thing nowadays, huh? Okay, so I need to do all of the stuff to this one. This one's just called face right now. Okay, so maybe we'll come back and we'll do that one first. Ooh, this one. Oof. Okay, yeah, so this one is, what do we call this one? Southern Fried. Beefy. Okay, this guy's beefy. Woo. Blank Poster, welcome in. Happy Monday. Control 4 official saying, yeah, people like time stamp their stuff now. Oh, man. Man. We should take ourselves less seriously. Yeah, good textures in this one, I think. All right, so that one's Southern Fried. Oh, right, just like a general drone here. Figure we should probably have maybe two atmospheres, two drones, a few leads, some basses. Oh, right, I did start making... Maybe. Oh, this is actually one that I made for Saffron. Okay, this is one. This is a little off the mark for the techno stuff by a bit. So this one won't make it in. Yeah, that one's not going to make it in there, I don't think. And this one was a little more on the house side of the spectrum, so I don't think that one will make it. Oh, this one had legs. I think we need to just kind of flush it out. Yeah, we just need to get in there with some velocity programming and stuff to get the mod wheels. A little click in here. Yeah, this one was kind of angry. got a really nice texture to it. All right, I think that one's probably going to end up staying basically the same because I've already got the macros done on that. We don't need to go back into it again. This guy, Hive. This needs a little oomph in it still, I think. Or some balancing, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it just needs some oomph. Let's get this going. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sold on this one. I'm going to hit save on it, and I might come back to it. It feels much less inspired than the others, and I think it's probably because I was fiddling with features more than I was actually chasing something. This one is mental. It's called mental. Hmm. Guys down. Okay, I like that sound, so we are going to take this assignment, the LFO 1 to OSC C. We are going to put that into an aux control, and we'll call that macro 5, and we'll call this layer. Cool, I like that. So now we just need to dial in the amount. Okay, now we're going to take this one LFO that has been controlling all of these guys, and we're going to change the shape of that a bit. Let's put this right here. And this is going to be on the x-axis. Okay, and we're going to take and affect the depth of that. Okay, so we're going to also get one more here. Let's get the depth right on this guy. It's also going to affect just the x-axis. Oops. Undo. Thank goodness for undo. Okay, so this last assignment here. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so we'll call this one shape. Let's give it a little kind of a shifty profile there. let's get these guys up a bit more. Call this one timbre. We're just going to bring in this phase plus filter here. That'll feel really good with a little phase distortion. We'll introduce that next. Yo, Iron Imp is here. Saying, oh, mate, I'm well too messed up to chill, but I'm in chat. You keep well, yo. Hope you're doing all right over there, man. Oh, Trevor, I went to a show last night that I think you'd probably appreciate. It was it's colloquially known as Mushroom Church around these parts, but it involved a modular rig performance that included the Scion module with biofeedback oscillators, and then a few of the pocket Scions connected to various mushrooms and flowers to generate the musical patterns and whatnot throughout the night. It's good stuff. Thought of you. Okay, so we've got those. Now let's play with our... Let's do tuning first. And I don't want a bunch of it, but I do want just a little bit of some spread. And I want the higher... I want this square drift wavetable to come up on the sides when we introduce that layer. Yeah, like this, but less detune. Yeah, that makes it a much more dynamic, dimensional kind of sound. This is going to turn into a nice sound here, I think. Okay, now I said the word phase distortion, so I think we might do a little bit of that and a little bit of FM. I think we're going to keep this sub over here as kind of this kind of silent actor over here. We're going to take the level all the way down and we're going to bump the octave up a little bit, actually. And then we're going to take and we're going to bring some FM to this first guy by way of that sub oscillator. And we're going to use macro 6 for this. It's a classic sound. Okay, so we've got some FM here. And it doesn't touch our sides here. Okay, so we're just going to turn off those oscillators for just a moment. And I'm just going to play with a little bit of phase distortion here. Okay, from itself here. There we go. Okay, so this is just a tiny, tiny little wiggle here. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to include this in our FM macro, and it's going to give it just a little extra sizzle, a little extra wibble. Povey, Halo, welcome in. Yeah, it's a nice tickle in the ear. Let's see what it sounds like in context. All right. Those all feel pretty good. Ludi, how you doing, homie? The only one that doesn't really feel quite right is the FM on the shape without the timbre being affected. I'm just not sure that really feels... great. And that's okay. That's good. And that's good. And that's good. But just on its own, without the timbre being affected directly. Oh, nice, Paul. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Ludi's saying, how to randomize the amount of warp in Serum 2. Each note trigger should have another amount of phase distortion warp. You can do that. You can do that by way of chaos. Um, there's also this voice control here. Um, Trying to think if there's some way we might be able to utilize that. I think let me think here. This is um, hmm, hmm, yeah, this is a good question. Okay, so I think what I would do is I would set it to the um, I would set it to an envelope, and then I would randomize the heck out of the envelope. Um, or no, I would hold on a second. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. I would use chaos. Um, I'm just trying to think of a way to actually make it really random. The sample and hold option inside of the LFOs now. Oh, I should actually put that back here and bring this over here as an example, so I don't bork my sound here. But the sample and hold function here inside of the LFOs might be a good way to do this as well. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think for me personally, I try to err on the side of modulators modulating modulators to get my randomness to actually feel really organic. So I would kind of tip in that direction personally, because you can get so far with um here, like if we do uh this PD self here and we go to the matrix, it should be our last assigned option here. So then we can go into the aux source and go into um, mm, hmm. Yeah, see that's that hmm. Yeah, I'm a little stumped as to how I would do it in the newest one. Part of it, I think it would have a couple of things going on, but I think that hmm, yeah, this is tough. Well, you could, or is it obsolete once the OSC is a random 100 anyway? Well, to a certain extent, because you're triggering a different point in uh, the the initial phase position of the sound, but not entirely. Um, yeah, this is a good question because the technicalities involved. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's a really good one. I think I would use the sample and hold. So here, we could try this really quick. We could try this. If we go back over here and we say we're going to control the uh, phase distortion knob with sample and hold. It is giving it a different position each time, but it's not dynamic in any kind of predictable way. So it's not like it's increasing over time like key tracking would, or within some sort of like probability or variability scheme. It's very much just limited to the scope of the range, the modulation depth that you give it, and then in addition to whatever else might be affecting that knob, like this macro in this situation is assigned to the phase distortion, and now so is the sample and hold. And if we take off these other oscillators, yeah, you can hear it, but it's not. It's not all that great. Yeah. No, it's okay, Ludi. It's okay. You just got me thinking, is all. That's a really good question. I'm going to have to think about that for a bit. Maybe I'll make a little video about it. Because there is a certain amount of predictability that you do want in it for it to feel right. Those are good stopping points right there, I think. I am going to save that and get right back into it. You've got my wheels turning, Ludi. Okay. Next, we're going to Let's dial back our grit on this guy. Okay, that's beefy. So we're going to start with just a touch, and then we're going to bring this up a fair bit in tandem with the mix, so it feels a little bit more dynamic when it opens up. That's pretty beefy. All right, so we got this one, it's drive. Oof. We have no... Hmm. Okay, so we're also going to bring the level down on this guy just a bit. So we're going to make this unipolar. We're just going to bring it down so this volume stays balanced as we get the drive up. That's close. Okay, so it's just a little bit quieter than it should be. Yeah, it's got a nice woof to it, right? Yeah, it's nice. Okay. Kira, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. Ludi, yeah, let me know how you end up tackling it yourself. I want to use the new voice control to solve that one. That's what I'd like to do, Ludi. Okay, so we got all of those. We need to deal with our effects really quick, so I'm going to bring those into play. This one's quick and easy. Trying to just kind of keep the number 8 macro assigned to space across each of these in this little pack. All right, so this one is space. And we're going to just put in one more thing here right after the delay, but before the reverb. We're going to put one more filter in. And inside of this filter, we're just going to go into the miscellaneous, and we're going to pull up the reverb. No. No. I'm not sure that I can get this effect from something else. Let's try this guy. Okay, so I'm just going to add this to our space. Gotta respect the gazelle. What's up, Prox? How you doing on a Monday? How are you? Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Hope you've been well. All right, so I know that's not a common thing. I'm just going to add this. It's just for a little bit of shine in just the top end of the space. When we add it, it's just going to get a tiny little bit of digital sparkle in there. That's just the way it is. And we're going to take a little bit more of the low end out there. That's better. You're good. You have heartburn, but good. Well, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're doing well. It's good to see you. Been digging around. I was making some kind of techno-inspired sounds. Was thinking of you. All right. So we've got our double filters set up. Bring this guy down. Actually, maybe we bring this one down as we bring it up. Just because we've got this opening on it being driven by the LFO. Oh wow, that is really pushing it. Goodness, it really is. Okay, so we're going to take that off. Okay, so then we'll do this on a separate control here. Gonna put a filter in. We'll see how this behaves. I was thinking about putting in a bode early on in the chain for the last effects macro. So we'll see how this actually ends up working with all of that. We're going to put the filter, I guess, before the delay. Okay, so we're going to go upwards of, let's say, 30% or so on the resonance, and we'll give this full range on the cutoff. Give it just a little extra drive. We're going to start a little fat and we'll bring it down thinner. And we'll add just a tiny little bit of drive. A little bit more drive. Yeah, okay, so we've got our filter control. Okay, and let's just, for finishing, we're gonna take this bode and we're gonna add this up at the top. Da, da, da. Get back there. Okay. Ooh, weird and wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Okay, now in this, we're gonna put no, I want you inside. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then the other one I want in here. Can you just swap these two, please? There we go. Okay, so now we're going to play with just the sides. All right, now can we actually hear this with our FM? No, not really. Okay, let's see if we can mess with that at all. I don't think we can actually affect... Yeah, we can't actually affect our crossover point here. We can make it more extreme. That's not going to make it sound better. I'll come back to that idea. I don't need to spend all morning on it. But what I'm hearing in my mind is just this tiny little pitch modulation on just the sides, and it's got this really rapidly dissipating delay tail on it, or echo on it. It's all pretty fleeting. I think it'd sound nice with the FM as it was actively being modulated with the timbre controls. Yeah, I'm just not really hearing it well here. A little bit. Maybe this whole thing just needs compression for me to be able to hear it better. Let me just dial this in really quick here. Let's give this accent, this mid-range accent in the multiband compression, let's give that just a little jab. And we'll use an LFO as an envelope for that. And let's just run this up like a... good 4 dB or so. Oof, that's so loud. This is terrible control over here. Let's see what this looks like in the matrix. LFO4 is going to compression gain 2, yes, but we only want it to go this far. It's a nice little volume mod, right? Oh, whoa. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the shape control, the one that I have on our second Y assignment. This is macro 1. Second Y assignment here needs to be, aha, there we go. These are supposed to be unipolar only. And that shouldn't be affecting. Goodness. Okay, now let's deal with that loudness now. Okay, where are we here? Compressor. It's this guy. 4. Okay, got a nice little kind of analog flavor on that guy now. Um, yeah, I don't know that I'm a fan of the re-triggering of the envelope. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to come back and finish that one. I feel like I may have taken it a little bit further away from finished there in the last few minutes. What was this one? Smedley, huh? I have not done any of the macros. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to do with this one. I think there was a little bit of pew 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 that I felt like could come out. Are there frame drops on my end? No. But you know what? Twitch was doing some really weird stuff last week while we were streaming. It was doing this weird kind of like, I don't know, like ring mod distortion type thing every once in a while. Not able to explain it. Wasn't able to find anything on this end causing it. But I have noticed some weirdness on Twitch lately. Proc's saying, hey, if you're ever game for taking content suggestions, input for techno sound packs, I myself am always needing unique shaker, loops, one bar, tom clap fills, and good stab patches. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. DX, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. Yeah, procs, these are just like a random kind of smattering of different sounds. I'm just putting together a little freebie pack for the Ghost Hack community. Gonna have a couple of atmospheres. So I got this one that's all like weird and digital, and I got this one that's just dark. Just kind of build around. I need to do all the macros on these still. And then there's going to be a few basses, a few leads, a couple of pads, probably some, a couple of sound effects. a couple of sequence, a couple of non-sequence. This one just missed the mark. I think it's just bass music time with this one and a couple of others. There's a drone, a little industrial edge. Yeah, Ghost Hack. I do a lot of stuff for Ghost Hack over the last several years. But we're about to do a new little kind of techno focused Serum 2 series over on their channel. If you want to keep tabs on it, going to kick it off here shortly. I've got first video done and just want to get these patches wrapped up before I release all of that. Get it going in earnest. Danny saying, "Oh my, yo, playing around in Serum 2 right now too. I don't know if you know, but you can super quickly scroll through wavetables by hovering the cursor over the wavetable menu and rolling up and down." I did not know that. That's a great tip, Danny. I just borked my sound. But that's a great tip. Don't know how entirely useful it is, but I like it. You know what I want to know is, can you modulate it? Let's just no. Steve hasn't gotten that bonkers yet. Can you just imagine modulating wavetables? Put that in your sample and hold and smoke it, man. Danny's saying, I'm thinking acid is making a comeback in different genres right now. I know, right? I've been thinking the same. I think that there's just this kind of, there's a funk factor to it that is timeless. And you know, it works. It works so well, the acid bass. That's actually the first video. Spoiler alert. It'll be a how to acid bass in 2 minutes in Serum 2. But that's all I'm telling you. Proc saying, hey, you ever do those 2D, 3D LFOs? Haven't touched Serum ever. I'm more of a Surge XT fan, but I've seen folks do crazy stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I started cooking up some stuff in a couple of these. Yeah, this one, this Acid Shop, is using one of these Lorens, and it might be using one of the little Chaos, draw in your own sequence. I forget what it's called. Path. But yeah, I think you're right, Danny, and I think there's just a kind of a reborn appreciation for throaty and crunchy, the kind of salty sweet combination. I think that there's just a resurgence in this and the funkiness of the acid bass. I'm hearing it all over. You need a way to modulate plugin selection. See how quickly the computer blows up. Oh, hey, Britboy in the chat. Dave saying, I use a 303 in lots of types of music. Yeah, you're a smart guy. And you make good music, too. Yeah, the cheaper digi quality. Yeah, it is coming back. Proc saying acid 100% is, though it's still in that, oh my god, it's acid asceticism phase in the public consensus or consciousness. But I'll reach that earnest, sincere phase soon. Paul says, my acid loop libraries are so old, but with modern processing, they are gold. Yes. That's the funny thing about music and it being so timeless. Check out Fozicon 2. Not a shill. Ooh. Hmm. I will check that. Yeah, the question is how many acid bases do people want in one pack? And just how authentic are we talking? And which method are we using? Are we using just the single envelope to control it all method? Just simple and old school? It has a literal secret panel allowing you to tweak mods. Ah, yes. Danny says authenticity has a short shelf life. Yeah. Yeah, you are absolutely spot on about that. Yeah, the thing about the really good acid base is I feel like it's about stopping points more than it is about what tool you're actually using. Um, I think that there's just a lot of really, really, really great acid based sounds that have been made over the years to think otherwise. And what happens if we just, let's add like 3 of these? Nothing. Oh, starting to. You can start to hear it. Here, let's keep going. Yeah, there is only so much you need to get there. But then you can start playing with the grit in different ways, right? Like if we just turn off all of these different distortions. Oh, maybe we'll keep this one. And you just layer, just like gently layer in some of these grittier guys here. Ooh, you got another Behringer thing. How many Behringer pieces of equipment do you have, Paul? Just out of curiosity. Also, do you have direct experience with their interfaces? I'm kicking around options for a new interface because I need to pick up a new interface. Um, I wish there was a clear all option. Well, I mean, there is the init. I guess that is basically the same thing, huh? But it doesn't. But that affects the entirety of the rack, doesn't it? Yeah, I wish there was just a clear button for the rack so I could keep my buses and not my main and vice versa. That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, it would be very cool actually just to have I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but it would be kind of cool to have a like a go-to acid-based pack that gave you like, I don't know, maybe we could identify like maybe a dozen main types of like iconic acid-based synths over the years that people kind of gravitate towards. And then just spend a bunch of time programming the macros meticulously so that, across those dozen patches, you've got everything. Um, it'd make it really, really easy for production. Hmm. Paul's asking, what are the requirements? Hmm. You have a new Modu. Oh, the new Modu faces are out as well. Yeah. I don't have huge requirements. I'm thinking I'd like to pick up a 4 channel. Um, and I want to stick with 192 output. Um, yeah, I'm just kind of feeling out all over the place, really. I haven't picked up a new interface in a handful of years. There's been a number of changes in the playing field, but I just kind of wanted to get feedback on like what if someone is using one of the newer Behringer ones, what their thoughts are, and what thoughts are on the newest Zoom. Uh, yeah, I've been looking at a few. I'm really unsure which one I want to go with. I've been going back and forth between maybe a new Zoom just because those have always treated me incredibly well, and I do like getting out and recording. I've already got one that I use for recording, but there's going to have to be a hand me down point at some point for Nico. So Drummer Boy says, if there isn't a D&B bass pack called Reese's Pieces, then what are we even doing? I agree. I feel like I've wasted uh, the last 15 years or so. I'm sorry. We should probably just shut down. Oh, I wonder how many copies of that you could sell before you get sued. Who is it that owns Reese's Pieces? Is it like Mars or something like that? M&M's? They'd sue you pretty quickly. I guess the better question is, how many Reese's Pieces packs have there been? Oh, gosh. Ooh, DeepMind 12. Mm. Paul's. Okay, so you've got the Motu M4. Okay. Yeah, that Zoom LX6 Max does look nice, right? Right? Right. I know. I'm looking at these really big ones and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty nice." And then I see the price tag of one of these others, like the Behringers or whatever, and I'm like, "Meanwhile, back down on Earth, this would definitely do the job." Oh man, respaces. Who doesn't like a good respace? Come on. Come on. That's probably some sort of like test. Some sort of, like social test of some kind. You probably don't want to hang out with many people that don't like respaces. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just guessing. I'm not a professional doctor. Man, I may have hit my wall with dinking around on keys with Serum for the moment. So maybe I will move over and do something else here. I have been tweaking some stuff for a Modular Clouds 2 pack. And now that I've got this new toy over here, this is part of why I want to get the new interface, because I want a better um, uh, capture for this guy. But this is a lovely uh, little piece of kit, and I bet that if I was to use it in the production of the Modular Clouds 2, it would be much better for it. So, um, yeah, it's quite lovely. You know what? Speaking of just making cool modular stuff, why don't we, with the remainder of our time here, make something cool? Should we? Should we just turn off both of those guys and that? What did we start with? We started with these guys. Let's turn off metaphysical. This will get weird for a second. Oh yeah, that's right. I told you guys that I was going to show you some of my favorite ways to use some of the sounds that you guys got today. Why don't we do that really quick? Because that's a fun little exercise. Okay, so we'll just keep a little background music going here. For these sounds that I posted today, let me just initialize this. And okay, cool. So we've still got sound here. Okay, cool. So I posted new sounds for you guys this morning, and they come from the Modular Clouds pack, and it's just a whole bunch of modular loops, and they're really cool. They're all bounced in the same BPM, but at different rates, at different notations. So there's ranging from quarter notes all the way up to 64th notes. And the theme is pretty atmospheric and heady, which may not be the style of music that you make, but there's a reason why they're made this way. So I'm just going to grab one at random. We'll grab this one. Okay, and we're just going to bring this into Serum. And you could do this in any sampler that has granular. So once you've got them in here and you start slowing down your playback speed and you start playing with randomization in general, you start to arrive at some really, really, really great stuff. First, we're going to get out of one shot. I'm just going to go into forward reverse loop. It just kind of messes with our perception of it even more to hear it go into a reverse. And we'll let it run the entirety of the loop here while we're doing this. But I'm just going to start offsetting a few things. Density and length just a bit so we can play with the randomization features of those. I'm going to get the pan randomization way up. And the level randomization up a fair bit. Is this background noise making it harder to focus on this? Here, we'll do this way. I'm going to play with a little bit of directionality randomization. This is going to introduce a change in the forward and backward playback of our sample. So now we've crossed the threshold. It now no longer matters at all what kind of rhythm this loop had originally. And as soon as we start to play with the randomization of pitch in these grains, out goes the window of whatever may have been happening in that sequence. And then we randomize the length. And that helps dissipate our predictability. Now, if you wanted some sort of just general ambience, all you got to do is just add a filter. Right? You're going to take a little bit of the specificity away. It leaves this kind of ambiguous ambient pad that's like bigger than life, right? And you can drive it, or you can reverberate it. You could put it into a big convolution reverb if you wanted to. It's a really easy hack to kick ass uh, atmospheric types of sounds. Pretty interesting stuff, right? And then, of course, you can start playing with your voicing and modulation of various types. You go in very different directions, go up several octaves here. Add a little distortion. All of a sudden, you're in this magical area. When you find something you feel like you kind of like programming wise, you can literally just scroll through here, grab another one, maybe at random, and just drop it in there and see what pops up. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, it was. It's been nearly 4 years since this pack was last given away to the community. It's been a minute and a half. So much good stuff. And if the resonant quality of the modular, uh, like in rack reverb, uh, or just resonance in general is bugging you, I find that if you're using like a responsive EQ or something like Soothe, you can quickly get rid of a lot of that. A lot of it just kind of dwells in the mid lows. Such a good thing. Getting away from the convolution. Let's go a pre-saturation filter here and just take out some of that low end. Oh, that's so nice. A little spaceship sci-fi ambience here. And of course, you can use these things musically as well. But they're really good for sound design stuff. There's just like a bunch of different really neat things you can do with these modular tones. And they stretch out nicely so you can kind of isolate individual notes pretty easily, and really get down. It's pretty awesome. Here, let's zero in on something here. Let's. It's cool to hear it coming back into itself like this. Yeah, you can do so much. You can do so much with these sounds. Drummer Boy says, do a sound design community collection based on modular clouds and call it modular crowds. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, you got some good ideas today, Drummer Boy. Ooh, you could load one of those up as a convolution source, put some clouds in your clouds. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, get creative. They're really fun sounds to play with. They really are. There's so many different things that you can do with it. It makes you feel I think just really creatively inspired when you play with sounds like this and you start to go places that are so transformative. But I digress. Oh gosh, I just put these into bus. How silly of me. This sounded like this a second ago. Wait, hold on, where is it? This right here. Yeah, so that's what that sounded like, and now it's... It's kind of a lovely sound, really. Sorry, y'all, I've just gone way off the deep end, and I'm just now searching for cool little sounds. If we play a few notes in tandem... Yeah, it's quite effervescent, isn't it? Anyway, just a few ideas of what you guys can actually do with your free sounds that you got today. Ooh, Proc says, y'all ever start with the name for a track as a jumping off point before you make it? Yeah, definitely. There's like that's what a lot of client work is like, where they put this idea in your head. Then you're like, well, gosh, now I have to make that. Jeez. That's why I like doing audio logos. There's such a great challenge for that very reason. I like that kind of challenge. I do. Here, I'll play a couple of for you. I'm always making more. Right, and you don't actually know what some of them are even going to look like at first. You just have like an idea, and then you later you get a video comp for it to go along with it. Like this one was kind of like that. This was a balloon animation logo. Yeah, anyway, I think that that kind of prompt where you're like working with a name first and then you just fill in all of the blanks with your imagination. I like that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff is quite fun, actually. Yeah. And then if you do get it's not all the time. Sometimes you get all of the necessary materials up front. Like if it's the first time you're working with someone, oftentimes you get everything up front because they don't want to upset you. But for those times where you don't get everything up front and you make some guesses before you see some video, it's fun to see how close you can get. Yeah, I like logos. Proc says, I keep little notes with names and concepts, impose limitations as jumping off points for tracks. Do I ever achieve the desired result when I use those names? Hell no. But something comes out. That's all that really matters, is that something comes out. Like it'd be interesting to actually track the prompts. Like, we understand the effectiveness of prompts. They're great. They get us moving in a direction, and that's all it takes us sometimes. But it would be kind of interesting to know, like, how often do any of those prompts actually survive uh, the production gauntlet? Like, do any of them remain intact? Do any of them actually cross the finish line? Yeah, I don't know. Proc says, I learned an incredible word for a concept in art from a homie in the PDX Techno Discord, quintessence. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you look at what am I looking for? It's the description of the sacred pack. Is this the one where I talk about the quintessence? Or is it about the... No. It's this one, Lost in the Aether. Yes, there it is. Quintessence. Yes. Many cultures believe the ether, or the quintessence, is what separates the terrestrial spheres from the vast expanse of the universe. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, I grok fully. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun pack too. Lost in the Ether. Some good stuff. Um Hey, I'm going to say this out loud again because it's going to take multiple reminders. This Friday, there will be a Feedback Friday stream, and it will be a birthday stream, but it will be starting a little bit later than it normally does. So I will post reminders in the Discord this week as we get closer to the actual day. But it's going to start a little bit later than it normally does. And we'll see how long we can let it run, too. Maybe we'll let it run a long time or something. But, yeah. Hey, Prox is saying, hey, happy 28th birthday. I mean, it's a little older than I am, but okay. Thank you. Do I really look that old? My goodness. Man. Yeah, I wish I had that new interface with me right now so I could just plug this this new little fun guy in with you. That's good stuff. So if you guys were to open up a new pack from OwnLab soon, and it had some modular recordings in it, what would your hope be that some of those recordings might actually be? Because the new pack is definitely not going to be a single theme like the first volume of Modular Clouds was, but there will be another kind of atmospheric modular kit coming out. Yeah. I actually went and saw the show last night too, Prox. It was pretty cool. Little simple, but cool. But I do like the concept of the biofeedback oscillator stuff. I will incorporate it into some live streams in the very near future. We'll put a separate little camera on it so you guys can see exactly what's happening. And I think we'll mostly just play with bringing MIDI in from various plants and flowers and stuff, and see what we can incorporate into our stuff. Maybe it'll just be in the intro music, or maybe it won't. I don't know yet. But Proc saying a recording of a synth sound that actually includes a full cutoff sweep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that, about like a utility pack, right? For modular, right? Like you've got these different types of kind of iconic clicks and kind of line out Also, just like the very simple uh, sweeps across the four main waveforms, I think, or maybe five if we want to include a pulse position other than square. Yeah, I've thought about that. I'm not sure if it would sell a lot or if it would just be like appreciated by some. I personally think it'd be really cool. Percussive stuff, says Danny. Hmm. And he says, would love some noise sequences, kind of like breaks. That'd be nice. Okay. Okay. Rock says, so many synth loops are stuck to ambient textures or single donks that they don't modulate the full spectrum. Mm-hmm. They're just kind of stuck doing cut off in a box. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. Yeah, more mod drums are always great. Paul's asking, what does Scion actually output? CV or MIDI? It outputs MIDI, and there's some OSC data in there as well. There's a mini USB port right here. I haven't actually connected this yet. I'm just waiting to get my interface plugged in to do this. But there's an app that launches upon connection to your computer. It's all very, very slick, very simple. The form factor is really nice. It keeps it low cost. It's just two boards. It's pretty good. Prox is saying, I think rising textural layers over like 1632, 64 bar phrases. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul, that's the idea, is to hook it up to a variety of different plants and stuff. I've been playing with it in different ways, connecting different plants together and then getting humans into the mix, all sorts of stuff. I've been playing around with the idea of using non-conductive organic matter, dead leaves kind of layered in between other more conductive elements. I don't know. I've been playing. There's definitely some fun to be had, for sure. It's worthy of exploration. Yes. I think that the full-size module for Eurorax, I think that's the goods. That's the really good stuff. Yeah, this is kind of a more entry-level version of that same concept. It's very cool, though. It's very cool. Hey, you know what? It is about that time. It's true. As much as I wish it wasn't, it is about that time. Ooh, Prox. I like this idea of yours. You should absolutely chase this. I like it. Imagine a Flux Mini 2, but make it CV. Ooh. Yeah, that would be cool. I would like that. I would play with that. That'd be rad. Yeah, basically a function generator. I like it. I like it. Yo, Chrome, how you doing? Happy Monday to you. I don't know how much closer we got all of these sounds to being finished today, but I feel like we made a little bit of progress. And maybe by the next time I see you, which will be Wednesday, video and free sound pack will already be released. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see just how productive I can be in wrapping up these sounds. And as soon as I do, then I'll package them up and get them over to Christoph. Let's see who's kicking it right now. All right, let's see. Who is streaming right now? Not a ton of people. We're gonna go see Bauer, I think. Say hello. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in 2 days' time on Hump Day, on Wednesday. And until then, I hope you stay inspired and make really awesome things. We will be having a Feedback Friday this week. It will also be a birthday stream, and it will take place just a little bit later than it normally does. It will be starting just a little bit later. I will post times to the Discord so nobody misses out, and I will remind you guys that that is happening as we get closer to the day as well. Until then, let's go see what Bauer's up to. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the flip. Peace out.